Peasant Productions presents the math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Okay, I just did the dynasty video where I'm discussing how, these people are literally inbreeding themselves and all, how it is a whole philosophy and how we do stuff to protect this. Just to give you an idea of the illogics of that type of people, and one of the reasons this is coming up is because I just kind of went through an amusing situation where somebody programmed, updated, and did something to all of my passwords called delete. And yeah, I had to go scrambling for my books to find what passwords I changed recently and change passwords and all of that. And the reason they're doing this is that, part of it is that they are hyping that they have a password manager and they want you to buy their program. Okay, now if you look around right now, you will see that there are all kinds of companies offering up their going to have a safe place to store all of your passwords. If I'm walking down the street and I've got $10 in my pocket, yeah, I might get robbed, okay? But it's much less likely that if I have $10 in my pocket that nobody sees, it's going to be a lot different than the guy walking down the street, or the woman walking down the street, or a kid walking down the street with, tons of gold chains and the chinking of change in the pocket and a big fat wallet and all of that, right? So if you're obviously somebody that has a whole lot of passwords, then somebody's going to go there. That's why the big banks are hit, because if you break into my computer or any other person's personal computer, you're going to get, like in my case, you're going to get a few hundred passwords maybe, because I go to a couple hundred different sites where I have to log in, and you're going to have to go through and sort those down to see what they are and all. If you go and you hit up, say, Microsoft, or you hit up Bank of America, what do you have? Oh yeah, you crack one system, you have millions of customers and millions of passwords, don't you? And millions of bits of data. So putting your passwords into Microsoft's system, like I said, they're deadly out there in space because they want to have all of your passwords in their machine. If you want to change your machine's password, you must log on and ask their permission to change your password. If you're in space and you're 4 days radio travel time from the planet, and you have 5 minutes of air to get the new computer running and going, exactly how long do you want to have to sit there and wait for Microsoft to give you permission to change your password? Yeah, you don't. So that's why I say you need Linux, you need open source. You don't want to have things registered down and freaking out because you went from computer A to computer B. Even my Adobe, okay? If I change my computer, I have to contact Adobe and tell them the product that I have bought and paid for umpteen decades is now in a new computer. And therefore they will grant me permission to continue using it. I bought and paid for it. I pay a monthly fee. Yet the moment that fee stops, I lose access to literally decades and decades of work. I want to do my work. I want to produce photography. I want to produce books. I want to produce advertising. I want to do graphic design that I sell myself with. So I have to pay literally a drug addict fee every month to Adobe. That is the logic of a society that is built on the idea of inbreeding, producing the most, I don't even know if there's a word for it, the most contained little ball of control over everything that is not yours to control in the first place. It's like the Christians and the Catholics, and the Muslims and the Jews, all four of those religions. They literally claim they own their God. Only the Pope, or only the imam, or only this person, or only that person. You know, the Jews, I forget what their rabbis, the high level rabbi is called, but only those people can talk to God because God's too fearful for you to go to. Hey boss, are you really that bad? Have I chewed your butt out a few times? Yeah, see, I even got a bell on that. The thing is yeah, guess what? I can go walking in front of God's anytime. I can walk onto the spiritual plane anytime, and I can talk to him. And it's not an issue, and it's not a problem. And it has never been. And they are not big, bad, ugly ogres that are going to do anything wrong. Quite the opposite. They are intelligent beings that understand more than you will ever know based on the current level of teaching you have. And when you stop and consider, they're absolutely disgusted with this kind of behavior. And like I said, most all these religion books, you know, this one's got the Revelations in here. Most all of these religion books, they literally are talking about how the destruction of the world is going to come because people don't care and people don't listen to the gods. Native Americans and stuff like that. Okay? This hasn't been shown in a while. Remember? Space actually pays for itself, especially right now where you have so much crop failure going on that you could really be using about 10 or 15 of my satellites up there right now with all kinds of plants being grown on it for food and product for, think of how much bamboo could be turned into, usable planking to send down to, say, Indonesia or someplace like that where they just had huge earthquakes and they just got hit with, category 5 tsunamis, and for the past year, the the whole world is talking about, well, we used to only have to worry about Cat 5s. Now Cat 4 and Cat 5 are the constant. I guess we better start thinking about Cat 6 and Cat 7s. Yeah, 250 miles an hour winds coming across your landscape. That's a Cat 7, right? So, we go back here to the original mathematics. This, I haven't even pulled this side up in months yet, but, like I said, you got an absolute. Here's an absolute. This is an absolute. There is absolutely nothing the human being can do to stop the millions. Not just, like I said, I'm being polite saying 1 million viruses and 1 million bacteria on the planet in a totally biologically toxic, mutation-creating soup. There is absolutely nothing you can do to clean this mess up at this point in time. You don't have time. You don't have the ability. You don't have the logic. You don't have the infrastructure. And you are literally losing your infrastructure as we're talking, okay? So there's the absolute. So there's A equals A, that's the absolute. You are faced with annihilation by your own hand as prophesied from every end. I was just looking at Native American prophecies and the same things. Before white man came to North America, the Europeans and their greed and their lust for gold and silver, there were prophecies that these people would come, certain people had to move and go elsewhere so they would be better protected for a while and live longer, there would be others and all kinds of stuff like this. But the white man, the Europeans would come and rape and plunder and destroy literally all available living, necessary life cycle stuff on the planet. It happened. You're there. The spirits are quite peeved. Poor old me, like I said, I just got through having to put up with, some 3 years of absolute garbage from the gods because they wanted me to prove that, yeah, I could actually be the white horseman of the apocalypse. They have me proving that I'm actually 100% the white horseman of the apocalypse because I am loyal to life, I am loyal to the gods, and I have not, for a pretty girl or a couple of pennies, stopped doing what I am, stop fighting for the gods. Okay? So, you know, this is a reality. Something I've hated and been called all my life, and a book that I absolutely, you know, I have it around because it's a reference book. It's not a book I read for any kind of spiritual insight. No. I want spiritual insight, I go talk to the gods, okay? So that's what I say. You got the absolute. You've proven that the humans are the devil. That's why Occupy ISS came up. Is because, like I said, months and months ago, I pointed out. And if you go back through my feeds, you will find that I have posted this devil equals lived probably for at least the past probably 5 to 8 years. I have been reminding people that, hey, devil is simply the word live backwards. The religions want you to believe in a devil or a demon. Why? Because they want you to blame something behind you instead of looking at yourself and changing what you do. Okay? Like I say, you need B, you need an answer. Fine. Occupy ISS is a miracle for you. If you don't accept it, that's fine. I don't care, because I'm not here for you. I'm here for the gods. The gods have asked me to try, not humans. The humans are still trying to kill me. You know, and even yesterday I went walking through town and I got offers from people to, hey man, I got a really nice, why don't you come out and party and have some beers with me? Pick up any Mexican newspaper. What do? They don't kill you in town very often. The big cabalas, you know, do the cartels. You know, they'll have a drive-by shootings and stuff. They don't care. They know they run the town. But in a town like this that's full of tourism, the police want these locals to drive a person out of town, so they got killed outside of town. Who knows who was the one that got killed? And so that's how illogical and inbred and dumb these people are. So that's why I say you have all this math, you have all of these things going on. This all works and fits. Okay. You can't just suddenly change something, okay, down here in the not equals. This doesn't equal, so you can't just suddenly put, you know, something in front of it and make it become. And that's why I say you need to stop and really look at it. You know, you can't go back in time. You cannot do that. It does not happen. You might take a little piece of you, but you're not going to take this whole planet into a new dimension and clean it up. You will take a facsimile and whatever people accepted to go into that new universe. Okay? Mindset, yeah, I've got the mindset for making a miracle happen. I've put the energy behind it. Donald Trump, 21 days, he tweets the entire United States military is getting ready for my one man. Yeah, I have to say, it's a one man. There's nobody donating money yet. There's nobody making any kind of contributions. There's nobody joining my side. There's nobody supporting me. There's nobody showing up here to make certain that, you know, I don't have to deal with daily attempts on my life. There's shutting down the United States who I have criminal charges of torture, broken arm, remember, factual evidence. Okay, so I'm doing my part as a one-man revolution and putting the energy, and I got Trump to tweet the entire United States military is changing. I got Microsoft to open up 60,000 patents to protect Linux. The United States government has decided that you can now work on and repair your electronic devices and you are not in violation of any patents or anything like that. Because you bought the device, you have the right to repair it. That company doesn't have the right to force you to come back to them. You remember the drug addict thing? Yeah, Apple Computers is a drug addict, okay? That's why I say, you look at what I am and what I do, and it's very obvious that I am 100% talking what I am. I am showing it 100% that the math is real. I'm showing what's happening. It's all there. So, you know, the choice is yours, folks. I've grown up not wanting followers, so I really don't care. But you folks are the ones whose life is about to end, and you have the visual evidence in front of you. So, okay?